He tricked a man into banging a horse, and now we're going to talk about the centaur from the mating manual. So let's learn about some centaur anatomy, because I've only got the foreign species breeding section left, and then the centaur version is done. So starting this conversation out, let's talk about anatomy. Did you know that centaurs have 4 sets of lungs? You have 2 up here in the human component, and then you have 2 right here in the horse's area. I ended up stripping most of the actual intestines out of the human component and just replacing it with a large stomach that does all of the stomach work with an intestinal pipe leading down to the rest of the digestive system, which is handled in the horse component. Because one of the hardest parts about getting the centaur species ready anatomy-wise was recognizing you're taking pretty much 2 complete systems and having to shove them together, so which systems could be getting rid of and which ones do we need to keep. And one interesting thing that I had never seen anyone actually talk about when discussing the centaur is the fact that you're taking 2 systems that have to be synced up together to operate. So I actually ended up giving the centaur an additional brain, but this one has no ability for cognitive thought like the one in the human head component. And this brain is literally just there to help function the actual mechanical parts of the horse, and basically keeping the human and horse component in sync with each other. If this brain gets damaged, well, not only are you gonna have a lot of biological issues, but you could actually have the human component and the horse component not actually synced up in motion together, which could cause a lot of issues. Also, in addition to secondary brains, the centaur actually has a secondary heart to help basically pump the blood through the rest of the horse component. And because of the fact I don't have a stomach in the horse component, I actually had a lot of room to play with whenever we had to get to the actual reproductive system, which is this section right here. So whenever I was building the actual reproductive system, I had to address the question of what do I do with centaurs in terms of where they come out, because a centaur is going to be much bigger than a horse, because there seem to be a lot more issues that could go wrong if I had them come out the back door. I then addressed the system, well, what if I actually put an opening at the bottom of their stomach, like in this area? But as a friend kind of pointed out, then you have to deal with gravity. Why wouldn't the baby just kind of fall out when it's ready? That's when I came up with this whole system. Since I have all this extra space, since the stomach's now up here, why don't I just have the tract go all along here and have an opening where the mother can actually pull the baby out? And there's a pouch right here that she can literally reach into to grab the legs and yank the baby out. In case you didn't understand, here's literally how it happens. Boop. Because the Fae are always tricksters, I was thinking what would be something that they would do to really mess with the centaur race, but make it also more viable as a species. Well, I gave them actual 2 port entries for tacos. So now they can take multiple types of beef, such as carne asada or polo. Lower entrance is actually more of a human style hoo-ha, but instead of the clitoris actually resting down below what would be the front of the body, it's actually in between the upper and lower hoo-has. But the upper snack pack is actually for